Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Franzeska Sampson. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our March month celebration. So for March month, Tukun, which is my organization, taking care of our mental health, we are celebrating social workers. We are celebrating Women's History Month, and I'm going to be speaking with some dynamic women in the field for the month of March. So today, to kick off Social Work Month, March is Social Work Month. We have Gertrude here with us, and she's gonna inspire you guys. Before this interview, I was just thinking about some words to describe Gertrude, and I was thinking humble because this woman has, she's encountered so much, she's accomplished so much, and through it all, she has remained humble. She's motivated, she's dedicated. She can do the work. Gertrude do the work, whether as an individual or collectively with a team. But I've said a lot, so I'm just gonna give Gertrude the floor to introduce herself, and then we're gonna jump into some questions. Go ahead, Gertrude.
Hi everyone, my name is Gertude Atongi, and I have been a social worker for decades, about 10 plus years.
Okay. And Gertrude, tell us what area of social work you currently practice in.
Currently, I'm practicing mothers and newborns. I work with mothers and their newborns at OBGYN, labor and delivery. So
Okay.
currently, that's what I hold. So I'm currently we here we call it the program coordinator, which is the same thing as the assistant director
Okay.
for what we do is that once it's a voluntary program, and once you're pregnant and there's some 5 target zip codes that we normally provide. Once you're pregnant and within the zip code, it's free and voluntary. Once you're in the hospital, you qualify. It doesn't matter what degree you have.
Mm.
Once if you need the program or you qualify, we bring you in, which means we teach you about bonding, preventing ACS coming to your house, helping you with referral and making sure that you the child developmental milestone. So we have community workers that will go to your house and provide all this training for you and make sure that to answer all the questions that you need regarding your child. So once, we normally encourage them to talk to their children once they're in the belly because they hear your voice. So we do a lot within mother and child.
Right. That sounds like such an inspiring program. And what demographic, like just tell us a little bit more about that program. Like what demographics do you guys target or like anyone can sign up for that program?
We target East New York,
Okay.
Flatbush, Canarsie,
Okay.
Bed-Stuy, and Hillside, no, Cypress Hills.
Okay. Okay. And do you have to meet like an income guidelines or just anyone can sign up for
We
that?
have, anyone could sign. We have lawyers, doctors,
Awesome.
social workers, all work of life, and you could stay in the program because it's an evidence-based program. It
Okay.
has shown that people who have been in this program versus people who have not received this program, the kids were able to go to college than those who have not received this program. So it's an evidence-based practice that this program really helps. It's called Healthy Family Brookdale. It
Mm.
really helps, people who really need the help in child development.
Okay. And can you share what other areas you've practiced in the social work field?
I have practiced in child welfare.
Mm.
I've been a social a case worker in child welfare. I've also practiced in case management, working with people with HIV.
Okay.
I've also practiced a little bit of drug abuse
Okay.
and addiction.
Okay.
And basically, I've touched base in every area of social work except, few areas that, working in a shelter.
So you bring a wealth of experience in the social work field, which is definitely needed. And then why did you choose social work? Why social work?
I chose social work because I have the passion of helping people. Growing up in my village in West Africa,
Mm.
Ghana, I saw my parents giving out, helping people. I always see them. People always used to come to our house and eat. I would see my mom giving up, will cook the food and give the people. My mom would used to get her salary and she'll clothe everybody except herself. And she makes people, it's just the joy that she was giving to the people. How my parents installed this in me, that I always see the joy that, everybody that my parents encounter, they always have something good to say. And I told myself one day, I said, one day, if I become someone, I want to give back to society the way my parents did. I want to give joy to people. I want to be there for people who are less fortunate. And it's a joy to just see the smile or to make an impact in people's life. And that is why I chose the field of social work. I did a master's in nursing, but I did it because of it was something that my parents wanted me to do. They were like, nursing is for money, social work. But I just felt like it wasn't my calling. My calling was to be a social worker. And once I went to social work school. I said, yes, this is what my calling was about, to help people, to empower people,
Yeah.
to be there, to be the voice for the voiceless. And
Yeah.
I just find the joy, like just making an impact in people's life, like my parents did to others when I was growing up.
Yeah, you dropped so much gems in that statement. I mean, just to empower lives. And a lot of times growing up, we see our parents doing the work. They probably didn't have the title growing up, but we saw them doing the work. And that's actually what was the initial inspiration for us wanting to be social workers. Similarly to you, I saw my mom doing a lot of that work, and that kind of led me. So they're honorary social workers, I would say. But moving right along, what does being a social worker mean to you?
Wow. What a social worker means to me. A social worker means someone who is empowering, someone who touches life, someone who gave a big impact in society, someone who's been
Yeah.
the voice for the voiceless, someone who is like fearless.
Mm,
Like Martin Luther King, you'll be there, you sacrifice yourself for the vulnerable. Someone who is there willing to give up all, give up everything to make sure that mankind is being treated the way they should be treated as a human being, with dignity and respect.
yeah,
That's what I feel like what a social worker means to me, and helping people who needs help.
that's amazing. And what do you think are some positives about being a social workers?
The joy, the empathy,
Yeah,
the listening skills that you get out of it, just be there for people who need you,
yeah.
and just I enjoy just the joy that I see, you know,
Hmm.
being there for people when they on their vulnerable, when they're so vulnerable. You're just there to be listening, there to be there to listen to them. Just be empathetic, be compassionate, treat them the way you want to be treated. Just make sure that you feel what they're going through.
Yeah.
That makes what a social worker. That's what a social worker means to me. Just be there for the people who need you.
And then, you work with a vulnerable population. So just seeing them as they make progress,
Of course,
because they come in one stage and then when they leave, they've made progress. You've empowered them. And that is information that's information that they didn't have before. So that's
of
a good
course,
thing. And you
of
know what? Although there's so many positives in the social work field, as with any other field, there are challenges. So what would you say are some challenges that you've encountered in the social work field?
challenges being what I've encountered is being not treated fairly due to not you don't look like them, you don't talk like them, and you don't act like them, or just feel like you're not in the same race with them. I've
Okay.
encountered throughout my life.
Okay.
And I use that, which means example would be like, being a supervisor, being in one unit, and I could share this. I was in a unit of, you know, predominantly, black like me, but I was the only African. And
Okay.
I could remember being single
Hmm.
for outcasts, because
Okay.
I didn't talk like the rest of the unit who were, from
Yeah.
here. And my supervisor was someone who was from here. So I just felt like I didn't fit in. No matter what I do, I wasn't fitting in very well.
Yeah.
And it was something that I really felt the low. It was something sometimes I feel bad to go to. I feel sad to go to work because I have to go and deal with this. individual who was
Yeah.
not supervised and wasn't there to support me just because I didn't look like her, or I mean, I didn't, I looked like her, but because I didn't talk like her, or because I wasn't born here.
Yeah. So although you're a woman just like them, you're a Black woman just like them, for the simple fact that you have a different culture, a different ethnicity, they treat you different. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's something that we do experience, in the field, not only in this field, but in a lot of fields, women, and celebrating Women's History Month too. Women, we are constantly fighting against each other, or constantly fighting each other for issues that are not relevant at all, when we should be supporting each other. But I'm glad you touched on that. So you mentioned challenges. What about systematic barriers, if any? Have you encountered any type of systematic barriers in the social work field?
That much that I could think of, because I'm always someone that I speak up my opinion when
Okay.
when I see something that's not right, I speak up my truth,
Mhm.
and it is there. Maybe I don't really, it might be there, but I don't see it that way. I turn into something like, I don't always get into like, discrimination here and there. I try not to like get involved in it too much as long as it's not directed to me or it's not hurting someone. But if I see it's unfairly treated, I always jump in. But I've
Okay.
never like encountered one that, I
So
would
you
say
do
I've,
your best work. In
yeah.
spite of the
Mhm.
barriers, you just do your best work. That's great.
That's of course. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. And what advice would you give to someone who wants to get into the social work field?
I would say to go in not for the money, go in for the passion, go in for the joy, go in for making a difference in people's life, go in with just knowing that you put a smile in someone's face, make a difference. But
Okay,
don't go in for the money. There's no money in it.
okay, okay. And I know that you do a lot of community-based work. I know you have your own organization in spite of your day-to-day job. So just share a little bit about that, the name of your organization, what is it you guys do, and also how people can assist.
Oh, the name of my organization is called Atongi Family and Friends Based Need Foundation. It's an international, foundation based in the United States and also back in Ghana, in my hometown, in Pusga. So what we do that we provide, services to vulnerable people in my village, such as clothing, shoes, just name it. And we have constructed a school called
Okay.
Aria Primary School that we provide, just basic needs such as books, pencils, uniforms, name it. And we get our donation through word of mouth, funding, friends, and just through, people with generous people who willing to donate to our foundation. But our foundation have come a long way. It started in 2023 by me, and then 2018 a group of powerful professional women joined me, and then it was registered in the United States, and now it's now a 501c um, foundation based in New York and in Ghana as well. So basically what we do is we just provide services to all walk of life as long as you need it. We worked in the hospital setting. We provide services in the hospital setting, like hospital beds, mattresses. We did in 2021. We had a health fair screening back in my village in Puska, which we were able to provide about 200 and something. People with screening, healthcare screenings, and other medical issues that they had.
Okay, that's great. Keep up that great work. Now,
Thank you.
as I mentioned earlier, we're celebrating Social Work Month and Women's History Month. So you fall in both categories. So naturally, I will be asking some questions about Women's History Month. So when you hear Women's History Month, what does Women's History Month means to you?
Empowerment.
Yeah.
Empowering, empowering young girls to be fearless, have self-esteem in yourself. Always believe in yourself and knowing that the sky is the limit. Do not let anybody stop you, and and always have confidence in yourself that I could do this no matter what it is. Once you put your mind into something, there's nothing that anybody could stop you to do it unless you stop yourself. And self-confidence is very important. Without self-confidence
Yeah.
and without resilience, you know, you will always, you have to be self-confident, you have to have resilient, you have to have self-esteem. And I just feel like Women History Month is for empowerment, empowering young people to go out there and chase your dream. No matter whatever the barrier is, you always make it once you put your mind into it.
And young girls need women like you showing them the pathways
Of
because,
course,
sometimes they might have the idea, but there's no model to actually show them where to and how to get to that. So
of
that is
course.
really good. So if you can pick one woman who was an inspiration to you, it could be then or it could be now. Who would you say that one woman is?
My mom. That's my mom.
No question, hands down.
That's
Just
my mom. My mom and my dad. If I could say both, my mom and my dad, and my late father. And so, they have. I feel like my mom has been my role model, and I've seen, like you said, at that time we didn't know the label, like even though they were doing all this we call it Good Samaritan work, providing services to the needy, to the poor, feeding the community, clothing them. We didn't have that, but I've seen growing up as a little girl, I've seen how timeless my parents have given their
Mm,
time, their effort to people who were vulnerable. And I just feel like, my mom, and she continued to inspire me no matter what. We came to America here, my parents sacrificed to
mm,
let me go to school, do not work, and they sacrifice all timelessly, day in and day out, to make sure I go to school, and they provided for me to make sure that I become the person I am today. So my parents are my motivation and my inspiration. I always want to be like them. Even if I have to change things away, I will always pick my parents. They are always my motivation, that the sky is the limit. Like my dad always tell me, do not let anybody stop you, because the sky is the limit. And I always want you to be better than me.
mm,
That's
mhm.
what my parents always say. I want you to be better than me. I want you to achieve something that I didn't achieve. And that is the legacy that I want to keep up.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're making them proud because you're making us proud. You're making me proud. So I know you're making your parents proud.
Thank
Do you
you.
do anything to celebrate Social Work Month or Women's History Month?
What do I take care of myself. I pamper myself. What I plan to do is that to maybe go on vacation, to
Okay.
celebrate myself. And sometimes all the little celebration I've achieved in life, I always take care of myself. Once in a while, go to the spa
Mhm.
or just, take a walk,
Okay.
go out and eat just to celebrate myself, and just knowing that you've done a little work. And I celebrate every little achievement I've received, because time waits for no man.
Yes.
You can't let anybody to celebrate you. You have to celebrate yourself, and you have to teach people how to treat you,
Yeah.
and so that, I deserve to be celebrated.
Yes, you do. You absolutely do. And you touched on self-care for a bit. So tell me, how do you self-care and what are some of the things that you do? I know you mentioned the spa and travel. Because as social workers, a lot of times we neglect ourselves. you know. How do you self-care?
Going to the spa, getting myself massage, traveling to just get a fresh air from where my environment,
Yeah.
and just hanging out with friends. All my friends, I hang out with people that are positive minded. All my friends are positive minded. People that I know that I'm going to learn something from them, uplifting people that with more motivational, people that like I know that they're powerful house. When they walk in, people always like, wow, you
Mhm.
know. So I try, self-care is me surrounding myself with positive people, traveling, um, you know, sometimes going to the movie,
Yeah.
and just listening to music, something motivation, inspiration.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for all the information that you share, Gertrude. I'm sure it's going to be inspirational to someone. So, where can we find more information about you? Let's say someone wants to support your organization. How can they get to you?
They just have to it's www.basicneedfoundation.com, and then you go to our website. There's a link there. You read about us, and we trying to just get some two things more. It's still under construction, but you could still go there and donate. Just go there, read about what we've done. We've done so much. You see a lot of things that we've done back home. Like recently, you see the food feeding program we just started last year. You've seen the school that we provided tables, chairs, we reconstructed. You see the hospitals that how we provided beds, mattresses, children baby clothing. You see the health screening that we did. There's a lot of stuff you're gonna learn once you go to our website. And also you can also find us on Facebook at Atongi Family and Friends Basic Need Foundation. Currently, we have an old one, but we're trying to get a new one we created, but you could still go to the old one and you could see what we have done, including my late father, who is still there on that. So you see what we've done, that we're doing a good job. And that is why social work is all about. And that's why, social work means a lot to me, making a difference in people's lives.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Gertrude, I thank you so much for your time, and we will be hearing more from you. Guys, this information that Gertrude shared, please, it's essential. Pass it along. Anyone who wants to contribute to Atongi Basic Needs Friends and Foundation, they're doing great work. So we encourage you to continue to share this information. Thank you so much, Gertrude.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and have a wonderful day.
You as well. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.